It's getting noisy again with the hikers. The sky is looking very dark over that way. It's coming from this direction, so out that way those clouds are starting to bunch up just like I said they would. Looking pretty dark up there. Pretty ominous. I kind of hope I do get a good rainstorm sitting in the tent, like actually in the tent with the rain hitting the tent. Did you know you can go on YouTube and, oh look at me, I'm all sexy. I was just comfortable, okay? You can get on YouTube and find 10-hour videos of rain on a tent. True story, I've done it. I've gone to sleep listening to those videos. It's just a still picture of a tent with rain hitting it, the sound of rain hitting a tent, and it's an amazing sound. To me it's very peaceful, and to a lot of people it is. So hopefully we get to actually experience that. I'm kind of banking on it. Those clouds are really cruising and they're crashing into each other. I think we're going to be hearing some thunder soon. And up here, the thunder is impressive. You've heard it, but you should hear it in person. Wow. Anyway, so, you know, the clouds they're so prevalent I don't need my sunglasses. I'm going to lay here for a bit longer. If I start hearing thunder, I'm going to move into the tent. Or if I start feeling droplets, like I did yesterday. No cave this time, just the Dominion 2.5. Things have become very quiet and still. And very dark. Have not heard any thunder yet. Or seen any sprinkles on the water. It's just very peaceful and quiet. And here comes another crowd of people. It's so beautiful. Well, it finally started sprinkling on the lake out there and getting darker and darker. The only thing I left out there is my garbage. Everything else is in here, including my shoes. You know, I have a habit of kicking off my shoes and walking around camp in my socks. They're very thick, so it's easy to do, but I forget about all these pine trees, and now I've got like pine sap fused to my sock. Yay. I still have one more pair of clean socks though, so should be okay. And this pair that I'm wearing is kind of on its last leg anyway. I might chuck them when I get home. You can hear the rain kind of hitting the tent. It's not really raining, but this is how it started yesterday. It started with a sprinkle and then it just built up. So I'm going to hang out in here, and I don't know what to do. My phone battery's almost dead. I've taken as many pictures as I can and then shut it off to save battery. So I can't play games on my phone even. All because of a stupid cord. There's always one item I forget, and that's this trip's item, was the charging cord. Because that would also charge the GoPro. And the GoPro's at 13%, because I've been doing a lot of time-lapse. So, unfortunately, I can't charge either one of those. And my power bank here is down to 2 lights out of 4. As you can see, I charge my camera batteries, the camera you're viewing this, that I'm filming this on. As soon as I have 2 that are dead, I put them on the charger. So we're fine to get through video-wise, and probably a few more photographs for Instagram. other than that, it's definitely winding down toward the end of the trip. It feels like the last day. I feel done. I feel like resting and just taking in the sights and sounds of camp and of nature, and unfortunately of people. I've just accepted defeat. This is how it is here. So it is beautiful up here. I don't want to diss the place, because if you focus on the scenery, it's incredible. Absolutely breathtaking, but it's hard to focus on it when there's such a crowd of people doing the same thing. I'm going to try to doze again for a little bit. I don't know what time it is. I don't want to turn the phone on and find out. My guess is 1 p.m., somewhere in there. And I'm just going to chill in the tent, see what happens with this storm. If it intensifies, I'll come back and I'll let you join in on it. So, how's that sound? Good? Good. Okay. How are we going to do this? I'm trying to think. I've got the PB&J and pretzels all right here. And some water. Not the most gourmet lunch ever, but it'll do. I just didn't want to make ramen again. I can if I need to, but this is enough and way more nutritious. It didn't rain. It started sprinkling and that breeze came through, and that was all it took. I was out. But it didn't rain, and I don't know what happened with the hikers, because I didn't hear them in the longest time. I slept like 2 hours. I can't believe that. Anyway, let me find a good spot of ground or something to make this on, because the hammock doesn't really work for making a messy sandwich. Well, this is the best spot of ground I can find, is where the tent is. So we're right in front of the tent here. I looked all around. I couldn't find a flat rock. All I could find were jagged ones. There's a big flat rock over by the shore, but it's right out in the sun. And the sun keeps coming and going, so it's not reliable. Anyway, I'll show you what the bread looks like. It's not a very exciting video, but they actually shape it like bread. Look at that, isn't that funny? Since I've been asleep, all the people who were fishing here left. I am the lone person on this entire lake. Yeah, I really probably should have just camped up in the trees and I wouldn't have had anything to complain about. But that's alright. I couldn't pass up the island any more than I could pass up the cave. So it's alright, we'll be okay here. I think as the day wears on, it's gonna be pretty calm and peaceful here. I said that last night at the cave. I just didn't bank on a bunch of kids throwing rocks into my camp, so to speak. This is disturbing. It looks like it's pooping. Alright. I don't have anything to spread it with. So we will make do. Oh, this is the chunky stuff I forgot. Well, it's alright. There's the PB part. Oh, I got dirt on it. Oh well. We'll just cover that up with the J. So weird how quiet it is right now. It's like liquid. It's like going all over. Good thing I have a little plate, huh? There we go. Now we'll go sit in a hammock. This is running all over. I've been trying not to dig out any gear unless I need it. and I keep having to dig out gear. So I'm gonna have to get out my towel and wash my hands in the lake. Want some? Down the hatch. That's better than I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be really dry, but it's not. Safe to say, not many people bring peanut butter and jelly on a backpacking trip. Peppered with forest of dirt. I think what I want to do after I have something to eat here. What a mess. Linear Lake is just over there. We haven't really checked that out. We just kind of grazed over it as we kept going up the trail yesterday. It also doesn't look very big. I think a lot of people walk by it and don't appreciate that it's actually a lake, that it's named something. I heard a couple people hiking back say, okay, this is Watson, so we just got Petite and then Cliff. So they aren't aware. Between Watson and Petite is linear, which somebody clearly looked at and said, it's kind of linear. Well, it's a good name. To be fair, Butterfly Lake has two wings. If you look at it from Google Earth, it looks like a butterfly. Alright, I'm gonna go wash my hands off before I tear into the pretzels. I'll be right back. All done. Pretzels. That was a good sandwich. Quite enjoyable. This is interesting. The pretzels are split in the middle instead of, you know. I've had these before. They're just little pretzel sticks. You can see there. And after I eat these and wash them down with some nice refreshing lake water, cave lake water, we'll go on our exploration. I'm kind of glad I filled these up at the cave lake, whatever it's called for real, I don't know, but I've got a full bottle in the tent that's been treated and half here, and these are 1.5 liters, so I have roughly 3 liters, or let's say 2.5 liters of water left. The reason I'm glad I did it there is because the water here is super shallow. I would imagine over there on the rocks I could probably find somewhere with deeper water, but do I want to go that far just to get water? No. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. Alright, I'll shut up. I'm going to finish these, and then we'll go check out Linear Lake. Okay, we've left camp behind, right there in the middle. You can probably see the hammock. I can't really tell in this viewfinder, but that's why I keep pointing at stuff that's probably really obvious. So, what I want to do, I'm hoping to bypass the trail. I just don't need any more people than I've already dealt with on this trip. Linear Lake is just right over here, and I'm following the little trail that led me to that campsite those people were using. I noticed it continued on, so what I'm hoping is that it's actually a trail between the two lakes. I'm hydrated, I have energy. I don't feel 100%. I think 4 days in the mountains, 3 nights, it's a lot of work. You're constantly being physical. You know, you're setting up your tent, taking it down, taking your pack out, unpacking it, repacking it, carrying it around, going on these little hikes. You know, ultimately, it's pretty difficult to maintain that for very long before you start really wearing down and feeling very tired. That's how I'm feeling. I'm not sleepy anymore, and my headache's all but gone. but I just feel physically just spent. I realized at this point I could just go home. The car's not very far away. I could just pack up and go. But my goal for this outing was 4 days, 3 nights, and that is the goal I'm meeting. Also, I would just be rushing home to TV and a bed and a shower. Okay, the trail didn't work. Here's what happened. There's some beautiful cliffs here and some beautiful cliffs over there and here, and a lot of forest down there. Eventually the trail is down there. Do I really want to bushwhack through all that? I really don't. Linear Lake might be right down there. I can't tell if that's a meadow, but that's water. Nothing like a good exploration hike to find out where you need to go. I'm gonna have to take the trail. I know I could bushwhack through there and get to it, but that's just not what I want to do. I hope that's not life flight again. Sure sounds like them though. It's a helicopter. It could be AirMed, which is what we use at my hospital. I can't tell from here. He seems like he's in a hurry though. Yeah, that's AirMed. So that's the helicopter we use at the hospital I work at. The helicopter service. Not the helicopter, I have no idea. So that is the second air ambulance, as we call it, that I've seen since coming up here. Both of them have gone that direction. So it'll be interesting to get back and check the news and see if there's anything on there about what happened up here. Hopefully whoever is injured is going to be okay. Okay, back to the trail. Linear Lake should just be down here, if I remember correctly. That's where the trail goes down. It goes down a lot, right there. I was telling myself that's where the trail goes down. That means it comes back up. Do I have it in me? It's right down there. It's not very far. But I really don't want to come back up this right now. I think all I have left in me, guys, is the hike back to the car. I'm pooped. I'm mentally, physically, emotionally tired. I can see where the trail continues way down there. You know what I think I'm going to do? We'll just call this an exploration hike. An accidental one. And on our way back tomorrow, we have to go by that anyway. That's a better time to explore that lake. I'm just tired. You know, I hope you guys forgive me. This outing has really kicked my butt. I'm not used to being out for 4 solid days. And I know there are people who go out much longer. And, you know, there's thru hikers and all kinds of stuff. But I'm just up here making videos, really. And I usually only have an overnight, if I'm lucky, 2. But to have 3 nights is insane. I never have that. So I needed to take advantage of it. But I'm worn out. I'm not up for climbing back up that if I go down it. Not even without a pack on. I'm beat. Well, we're back. Camp Sweet Camp. And I'm happy to be here. Nobody's here. Last time I said that, a girl walked out of the woods back at Hayden Lake. Another episode if you've seen it. Saw something shining in the sun over here. I was trying to see what it was. Garbage. Foot warmer. Been there a long time. We'll add that to our collection. Seems somebody found a little sliver of my peanut butter. So I've never been a fan of these MRE crackers, and I think I found a use for them. A little chipmunk that stole some of I dropped some peanut butter on the ground, and he came over and stole it. I didn't know that it was there, and he came back looking for more. He wasn't too shy, so I'm gonna help him out a little bit. Good old-fashioned MRE cracker. Are these as bland as I remember? Yep. These are not salty at all. So I'm gonna throw these over by the tent where he's been hanging out. I'm sure to him this is heaven. To me, it's like eating cardboard. Now, if he doesn't come back, I'm gonna have to clean all these up. I can't have food all over my camp. But I need something to do, you know. I've been enjoying just laying here, watching the bugs do what they do, watching the fish do what they do, listening to people's conversations. It was pretty entertaining. I could tell a group of 3 girls and 3 guys just hiked up the trail toward Clyde Lake. I could tell it was a date, like a triple date. It was especially funny because one of the girls was wearing jeans and a burgundy top that looked extremely hot, and her hair was all done, and she had no backpack, and the rest of them were all dressed for hiking with backpacks and everything. So it's clear that she was invited and had never been hiking before in her life. Poor girl. Our friend is over there by the tree, right in there, running around, and I'm sure he's going to figure out shortly that there's food all over the place. Yep, here he comes. Here he comes. I love it when they do that with their tail. It's the cutest little thing. It's kind of they're wary. They're look at him. Come here. Got lots of food for you. You're missing out, bud. You can't resist the MRE crackers. I can, but you can't. Over there seems to be the hangout. I think one of them's trying to get frisky with the other one. He's back. Oh, come on. Be brave. Come out in the sunlight. I'm not gonna hurt you. There you go. Ooh. Oh, yeah. So I think he's kind of storing it in his cheeks, running off, eating it, and then coming back, or storing it somewhere. I don't know what he's doing. It's all yours. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, my friend. There you go. Oh, that's so tasty. It's the size of your head. Back over by the tree, stuff his face, run off. Same pattern every time. Oh, see, I was filming, he was sitting right on that rock. And oh, he's right at the base of it. There he is. He went underneath it, and now he's back out. You can see him. That's as far in as I can zoom. Look at him kick up dirt. It's like pretending to be a motorcycle or something. Oh, no. Here he comes. It's okay, buddy. That is so tasty, huh? Cute. Stand by the tree and eat some, and then run off. It's the same every time. I think that's a different one. The other one looked a little bigger. You'll have to forgive me. I've taken my camera off the tripod and it's going to be a little jittery, but one of them just came through here and tried to get in my food, and then he saw me and he jumped up on that little tiny twig and just stared at me and ran off. Here he is. Here he is. Hey, guy. It's just easier to film them without the tripod. What you doing? There's some delicious crackers over there. You should go try them. Where'd he go? I don't know where. There he is. There you go. You can eat those. Stay away from my other food. I have no idea what time it is. If I were to guess, maybe 5 p.m. I've just been lounging, and I'm feeling a lot better because of it. Sometimes that's all it takes, you know, just to stop the world, sit and be still, and be silent. It's probably a blessing in disguise that I can't watch video or listen to music or even an audiobook without draining my phone, because it's forced me to kind of pay attention to what's really going on around me. My viewpoint from the hammock, watching the clouds collide and see the different shapes they make, has been really cool. Look at these weird pine cones on this tree. Strange. And they're just at the top. The whole tree is naked except for those. Must be a boy. Right now, there's no one at the lake. There's no one hiking up or down. I seem to have hit a sweet spot. If you listen. This is what I came up here for. That has been so hard to find. So what I think I want to do now, I'm feeling a lot better. I had that jerky, I had some water, I laid there in that hammock for at least an hour and a half. Guessing. I haven't turned my phone on, but it was a long time. And we've explored this part of the lake. We haven't really gone over here. I'm feeling a lot better. I don't feel like hiking down to Linear and back up, but I would like to kind of go over there to that green area where those people were camped when I got here. Just kind of check it out. There's not even anyone fishing here at the moment. It's purely silent. So, back across the Golden Gate Bridge, I've figured out that this log and this one are the stable ones, not that one or that one. So if I put a foot on each log, it's pretty easy to get across. We're gonna go this way. I just, earlier, when I hit that wall, I was just done, I needed to just lay still. My brain has been buzzing since I got up here, so here's a pathway right here. Looks like it comes from right over that little hill. Look how green and beautiful this is. Just all meadow, and then bam, the forest, and then all forest, and then bam, the mountain. Well, actually, it's the lake, and then the meadow, and then the forest, and then the mountain. You get the idea. And yet I know there are people who can't get out and do this. Health problems, what have you. Maybe you live somewhere where none of this is available to you. I used to have a viewer, I'm not sure what happened to him, but he lived in the concrete jungle and he was too financially strapped to really get anywhere and do anything like this, so he liked to watch my videos and experience it that way. So if you're doing that, that's why at the end of my series I always say, and if you can't get outside, come along with me. I could use the company. A, I'm usually alone and I could use the company, and B, I really mean it. If you really can't get out and do this, I sincerely hope that this helps. Here's where those people were camped. I think they were fishing here. Here's their fire pit. Unfortunately, some garbage was left behind. The orange peels I don't mind so much. Part of nature returning to nature, but I don't have anything to carry the foil and the plastic out with right now. Just bums me that people use their fire pit as a trash can. The only person that's going to clean that out are people like you and me that notice it and pack it out. I always try to leave a campsite better than how I found it, or if it's already in good condition, as good as I found it. Here we have a variety of vegetation. Got the skunkweed blossoms, wildflowers mixed in. Got a cool little cliff right here. It's a lot bigger than it looks on camera. That's huge. That would be quite a climb to get up. Towering Mount Watson, keeping watch on this whole area. Oh look, there's camp right there. I finally hear some voices over there. The trail to Clyde Lake comes down here. That's where we had our view of the whole Watson Lake before. Stunning. And today we haven't dealt with the thunderstorms that I thought we would. It's very unpredictable. You saw how dark the sky was getting earlier. Looked for sure like it was going to thunder and rain, but it just kind of broke up and went away. Didn't happen. Yesterday it did. Just don't know what you're going to get up here. It smells amazing. Pine and sweet vegetation. I don't know how to describe that smell. Yeah, this is the deeper part of the lake. That's why everybody wanted to fish over here. The funny thing is, you can still catch them in the shallow part. There's just probably more opportunity in deeper water. And this is the end of the lake right here. See, this is a pathway, but it just disappears into that because this tree fell over. So the question is, can I get over there? I think so. It's a little spongy, but we'll debris hop. Looks like other people have stomped through here too. Grass is kind of laying down. Yeah. Some hoof prints in the mud there. Look like deer. So you can tell this is where this lake fills up. You're going to have an under rock creek running through here, flowing out. There's still a trickle. I can hear it a little bit and I can kind of see it moving. When all the snow melts, This is probably the main way that it makes its way down. Some kind of little furry creature just disappeared into those rocks. You can hear the water in there, so there is a stream at least going, but not enough to get water from. There we go. How's that? Beautiful. So the trail is over here and camp is right in the middle. That's our island. Nobody here. Oh, fish are jumping. Be a good time for me to catch one and cook it over a fire. If I had a fishing pole and was allowed to make a fire. Oh well. Here's another little stream coming in. You can hear it. This one's flowing pretty good compared to the other one anyway. It's coming through these rocks. It's nice to see some flowing water. Isn't that beautiful? So now we're officially at the other end of the lake. Trail continues that way. Looks like you do a lot of rock hopping and then eventually hook up over there. That just looked like too big of a pain when I came in. Still does. This is what I came here for, guys. Maybe now you can appreciate why I complained so much earlier in this series about the noise and the people and the obnoxious kids. This is why I'm here. So including my campsite, I've counted a total of 3 places to camp here. Mine, this one over here, and that one hidden back up in the trees. So that explains why there's not tons of people here. Clyde Lake is much bigger. But give me Watson Lake any day, it's way more peaceful. You do have to tolerate the people, the trail walkers. That's how I got here too, though. What are you gonna do, you know? But for now, there are no hikers, no fishermen. There's just me and you, and the fish, and the chipmunks, and the lake. I have discovered, though, these boggy areas. This is where the bugs are. I don't have that over there. So I haven't really had any bugs, but as soon as I stand still in this area, that's when they come after me. Well, that's about all there is to see. We'll make our way back. Not a super long hike, but a nice one. Let's actually follow the trail this time. See what happens. Through the trees. Yeah, this was a better route. I just have to jump across these and I'm back. Here's the trail, but of course we know that tree is in the way. Looks like it broke off right there. Just got old and died and fell over, just like all of us. Not too shabby for our last night here. Started out very peaceful and it looks like it's going to end that way. Everyone was headed to Clyde Lake. Everyone. Oh, I cannot recommend going up there if this is what you're after. Camp's right there. I was just heading back and I noticed this little trail offshoot. It's probably a game trail, but you never know, so I'm just curious what's up here. Just a nice little clearing. It's about as far as the trail goes. It just comes up here and stops. Now the nice thing about spending the night on the island, some big form of wildlife coming down to the lake, chances are I would just want to go right out into the lake to drink and eat the vegetation underneath like they like to do, and not cross onto the island. I'm kind of just making myself feel better that a moose isn't going to, in the middle of the night, walk across there and end up pissed off at me because I'm in his territory. Because I've had that happen. Many videos back, probably 2016 or 15 maybe. I was all by myself, as usual. Very far from any kind of help. I was testing out a $30 backpacking tent that I bought at a sporting goods store, which turned out to be a complete piece of crap. There's probably even a review video of it somewhere in my channel. I'm not gonna hunt it down, but you can if you want. It's called the Bear something backpacking tent. I don't even remember. It was sold by Big Five Sporting Goods, and I thought, $30, that's awesome. It wasn't awesome. It wouldn't stay up. It was not a freestanding tent, but I couldn't get it to anchor to stay up. I couldn't get it to, the condensation was terrible. Anyway, I used to have a Ford Expedition, and this road I took back behind Ben Lomond Peak in Ogden, if the road was so bad you could only get up there in a 4x4. So I got up there. It was an abandoned campground that hadn't been used in years. Obviously because the road wasn't frequently used either. It wasn't maintained or anything. So I get up to this place in the middle of nowhere, and I'm all excited. There's a picnic table. I parked my car. I set up the new tent again and again. It kept falling down. But I set it up, eventually got it to stand. And I was just very excited to be there. And then I went to bed. And when I climbed into my tent, it was very dark. It was September. And I point that out because September is rutting season for mooses. Rutting means mating season. The males compete for the females, and they get very territorial, they get very mean, they fight each other, they injure and kill one another just to have a mate. The bull mooses, of course. The females just stand by going, WTF, dude. I'm laying in this tent. Only person up there for miles and miles. No way to contact anyone. I have no cell phone signal, as is usual where I go. And about 1 a.m., sound asleep, and I hear a snorting sound. And then a huffing, like, and then kind of a, and it's really loud. Really loud, like, and then I hear these huge footsteps outside my tent, right outside my tent. Now this tent was a lay down type of tent. What do you call that? I can't think of it right now. It was a linear tent. It's the kind you lay down in. You can't really sit up in it like this tent. So I was forced to lay there, and there's clearly a moose outside my tent, and he's angry that I'm in his territory. He's stomping his feet. He's snorting. I can hear him shaking. I can hear that noise that I was just making. I don't want to keep making it because there might be people around and I'll look like an idiot. Anyway, I'm terrified. I know what it is, and I know that it's at least this much bigger than me and can easily stomp my tent to pieces with me in it, and wouldn't hesitate to do so in rutting season. So I laid there terrified for the longest time, and then I remembered, wait a minute, I'm car camping. Pulled out my remote for my SUV, and I hit the panic button. Lights start flashing, horn starts honking, and the moose takes off. I hear it stomp down the hill, and there was quite a big hill right off my campsite, and he just took off. He did not like that at all. It distracted him from my tent, and it also scared him off. So, good thing I wasn't just backpacking, hiked in somewhere, and had that happen. Anyway, terrifying. One of many moose encounters I've had. I've had so many. I've had one bear encounter ever, and it was nothing. But moose encounters I've had aplenty. That was the worst one. I thought he was going to kill me, and there was no way to call for help or anything. So, sometimes I have PTSD from that moment, and when I sleep out here, and especially when no one's around, I worry just a little bit, because people ask me all the time, are you worried about animals? Not as much as people. We experienced that yesterday. But would a moose cross that and come over here into my camp? Probably not. More likely that it would walk into the lake, and I would just give it lots of space and distance, and probably take video, because why wouldn't I? Just something to be aware of. Alright, dinner time. I'd say in about a half an hour that sun will be behind Mount Watson. Yeah. Some of it already is over there where we were. It's in the shade. It's time for our MRE. Don't know if I'll need this cup or not. And I didn't get my knife out yet, but we'll try it the old-fashioned way. This is menu 13, cheese tortellini in tomato sauce. Whoops, there you go. Now, I'm not really hungry right now, but I don't plan on eating later either when it gets dark. So I'm just going to take care of business now, see what there is, eat what I want out of this as usual. There's our main course probably. Yeah, that's the cheese tortellini tomato sauce. Trail mix recovery. I've had this before. I think it's a pretty basic trail mix with, pretzels and fruit and raisins. I'm not sure, but since it says recovery, I might hang on to that as a snack tomorrow. I'm not really in the mood for trail mix. More hot sauce. I swear to God, they put it in everything. I don't want hot sauce in my tortellini. Alright, what is this? This is different. Chocolate pudding dessert powder. So we're having chocolate pudding for dessert. Interesting. But it says use a spoon, but my guess is I'll be drinking it. Chocolate peanut spread. So this is like Nutella. That's different. That's fantastic. Carbohydrate electrolyte beverage powder, grape. A little factoid about me, grape is one of my favorite fruit flavors. I'm glad this is in there. I'm kind of feeling it. I'll be definitely making that. Here's our spoon. Here's our heating element. Our accessory pack. The usual stuff. Gum, coffee, creamer. What is that stuff? I think it's creamer. Splenda. Toilet paper and hand wipes. Beverage bag. I might actually use this time. I never use them. Let's go for it. Let's make it interesting. And look, it's a good thing I gave all those chipmunks my crackers, because we have more. I know this is for the Nutella, and maybe the Nutella would make this more tolerable. So maybe. I don't know if you noticed, but I did clean up all those crackers. I scooped them up onto my kneeling pad here, and poured them into my trash. So I didn't throw them anywhere, but they are in my trash bag. Here's a cooking sleeve. So very interesting MRE. There's nothing in there that really grosses me out except the crackers maybe by themselves. So we will be having the drink for sure. I'm gonna wait on the Nutella and the crackers. I may just eat this by itself. I do that with peanut butter all the time. So we'll set those aside. I don't think that's gonna be part of dinner. I'm okay with the dessert. I think that'll be an interesting way to go. And the main entree. The trail mix I'll save as a snack. We'll tear into it maybe tomorrow. And the hot sauce is just left over. This is kind of like the accessory pack. It's just like whatever. So we will get the MRE going, the main course going. Clean up my trash here. I like to use the spoons. I used to not, because I always bring a spork. But it's kind of nice. It's kind of convenient. So I use them now. Plus I started accumulating a whole bunch of these at home, and didn't really have a use for them. Alright, let's get started. Here we go. So the sun is on me for the moment. But I'm telling you, it is really close to going behind that mountain. 12 ounces, let's see. That's probably a 16-ounce cup. So 8 would be halfway, which would be about right there. So 12 ounces would be about right there. You'll just have to take my word for it. Because if I tip the cup and show it to you, I'm going to pour the water out. Grape. This is basically grape Gatorade, and it really makes me happy that it's in here because it's not sugar-free, which will help my energy level, which I've really struggled with today, and it's going to quench my thirst. So I'm drinking a lot of water, and I'm peeing a lot, but I'm constantly thirsty too, so you know what? I left the spoon over there. And a big reason I left the spoon over there is because I was going to use that stupid beverage bag that I never use. And once again, I haven't used it, even when I say I'm going to. Okay, we'll just stir. It looks more blue than purple. But that's okay, as long as it tastes purple. Okay, I think I've stirred it up enough. Cheers, my friends. Here's to grape Gatorade. Oh yeah, that's exactly what that is. Sweet and fruity. It's a good year. Probably 2020, which was a shitty year. I mean, which was a bad year. I'm gonna sip this like a fine wine. I don't drink wine, but I'm gonna sip it like I did. Like I do. This is really good. Nectar of the gods. I'm quite pleased with this. It's amazing how food, a good meal and a good drink with it can lift your spirits. So there goes the sun. It's going. Poof. Kind of nice. I didn't realize how irritating it was having that hit me while I'm filming. Everything's in the shade now. You can see the sun there reflecting off of a cloud up there on Mount Watson. just slowly vanishing from our view. Soon it'll be cool and calm and quiet. It already is, who am I kidding? This is kind of annoying. I was up throwing away my garbage and found garbage. So, more leftovers from whatever party they had up here. Wasatch Brewery is a Utah-based beer company. Brewed in Salt Lake City, white IPA, just left in the bushes right there. Now we'll smash that and take it home. Add that to our collection. At least I'm leaving a clean camp. Now, there are a couple places where I saw toilet paper. Which really disturbs me that they would go to the bathroom in their own camp. They must have been drunk. Anyway, I am not taking home someone else's toilet paper. Okay? I'm not. Good for you if you do it. I'm not doing that. That's nasty. And biohazard as well. Forgot to get Bob Jr. out all day, so he's here. He's right there on the sit pad. Needed some fresh air. Now it's time for the true test. I got my cook pot out just in case I need to boil. It feels warm. It feels warmer than the other ones did. Yeah, that's the way it should feel. It's hard to even touch. You know what? I don't dare risk it. It still feels really stiff. I think I'll leave it in there for a little while longer. I really don't want to boil water just to heat this up. I just don't want to have to. I've got a little tiny bit of water left over there, and I've got this. And I want to make it last. I want to use it for breakfast and then to drink on the way back to the car, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave that more flat. See if that helps. And while it does that, I guess we will eat dessert first. So here's our chocolate pudding. We add just 4 ounces of water. Tiny amount. There we go. Another shake-a-rama. And I'll come back after I've finished doing this. I need my alone time. Alright, I'm done. Oh, this is definitely not a drink, but you could drink it. It's not thick like pudding, but that's what it looks like. Definitely not a protein shake either. So, since Nicole hikes a lot, has dreamt of drinking pudding, as she once said in a comment. Cheers, Nicole. That's really good. It's rich. There's still some powder that didn't quite mix, but that happens every time. I have to keep stabbing it with the spoon. Nice to eat something like chocolate pudding in the middle of the mountains. Well, the pudding was fantastic, and I could stop there, really. I feel satisfied. But this awaits. But this has literally been in here for half an hour. So, why are my sunglasses on if the sun went down? Because I can barely see you without them. I'll take them off. My patience is worn thin with these heating elements. I really don't want to boil any water. I just want it to be warmed through. It doesn't have to be hot. There's no reason for this to not be heated through. And it's not. It's not. I can tell by touching it. It's not soft. It's right here heated. The rest of it, not. I'm not going to boil water. I'm going to eat this cold, guys. It's not even lukewarm, I don't think. We'll find out. Okay. Yeah, it did what I thought it did. This is gross. I have to heat it. I have to. Would you eat that? It's dry and crumbly. It's disgusting. Time to boil some water. I don't know how you guys in the military put up with this crap. I mean, great for the military. I'm a total supporter. How do you put up with this?